This is Open Your Eyes too. So they've put this post out, and it is a very interesting post. We talk sometimes, or I put videos out about our melted reality, and that's exactly what this person's talking about. I'm not really sure whose video it is, because Open Your Eyes has put it on, and that's what I see. But it's very interesting because he's saying that Petra has been melted. So let's watch his little video.
This is the ruined city of Petra in the country of Jordan. Now, we've all seen the Indiana Jones part. We've seen this part of the city, but we haven't seen the rest of the city. And there was a catastrophic high heat event that wiped out this area. And by the way, how did they build this with hammer and chisel in 400 to 200 BC? How did they get this doorway? And look at that circle up there. How'd they cut that out? How'd they cut this out of the mountainside? With no technology. This video is not about ancient technology. I've already done videos like that, but they couldn't have built that without technology. But look at that. That's melted rock. That's melted rock. And I know you guys don't believe me, but this area was melted down. I'll show you some photos. Look at that. You see the drip downs, the lines of drip downs where that guy is walking? That's melted rock. This is melted. I think the whole, hold on. Now, I personally believe the entire Petra area looked like Minas Tirith from Lord of the Rings. The whole mountain area was a city, and it got melted down by a catastrophic high heat event. Now, the mainstream will tell you that Petra was destroyed by an earthquake, but this right here looks like melted ice cream. Imagine this cone right here is the city of Petra before the earthquake. Okay, and it melted. This is soft serve. This is how soft serve look when it's melted. And this is how scooped ice cream looks when it's melted. It's deformed. You see how it's deformed? It's dripping down. That's the same thing that's happening with the city of Petra. All right, so you know what melted looks like. This is melted. This is melted. Petra, perfect Petra. High heat cataclysm. That's what that is. If you can't see that that stone, that rock is melted, I don't know what to do for you. I don't know what else to do for you. That looks like melted ice cream. You can see the lines. It's dripping down. This was overhead. This was above the city, downward. This is not an earthquake. It's not an earthquake. Oh, it was just an earthquake. We need you to believe us. L-I-E-S. What does that spell? Cap. How hot does it have to be for rock and stone to melt? At least 2,700 degrees Fahrenheit. So, can an earthquake cause stone to melt? The answer is no. Not like this. Because when they say, oh, you know, earthquakes can cause magma, that's under the earth. That's like at the fault lines. It doesn't happen up here. It doesn't happen from the top down. Look at this city. For one, how they built that with no technology, with hammer and chisel. That's that. And they're trying to tell us that the earthquake caused it to be a rounded, melted ice cream cone looking area. Y'all see the melting? How it's sloped down and deformed looking? It's like hanging over. This is a melted city. It got melted by either a direct energy weapon or some type of possibly biblical cataclysm. And people don't want to talk about that. There's burn marks too. It's discolored. Like this is darker and charred looking versus this. So this clearly was made after the burning. So Petra got destroyed and maybe the survivors built this part. It's called the treasury. Because look, the stone is different. This is light and nice and pristine, and this is all charred up. This is burned. This got burned out. And no earthquake caused that. Do you think an earthquake caused it to be deformed? The answer for me is no. This is not earthquake. This is high heat. Again, look at that. Slope down. They're sloped down. It's leaning that way. See that? Look, melted pillars. Everything is sloped, dripping. This was a mountain city like Minas Tirith. What do you think Lord of the Rings got that idea from? They got it from reality. Art imitates life. Deformed, burn marks. Take a look. Take a look. This is melted. You have rock dripping down, sloped down, high heat. High heat. That whole city got burned out. Burned out. The point of this video is to get you to open your eyes and question the mainstream and be a critical thinker, and don't just accept what the mainstream and the news and the history books and these officials. Don't accept what they say as facts and truth. They make up the facts. They make the facts up. A lot of history is just complete fabrication, man. And if the event did happen, they omit stuff or they add stuff and change things so you don't know what's really going on. This place is actually a biblical place. It was called Selah in the Bible. It was in the book of 2 Kings and also the book of Isaiah. And Petra means rock or stone.
Well, it's good to see that this video has had that many views, 62k views, and that it comes from Flatty Earth Research. Yes, obviously there's many messages there. I do find that Facebook is not so blank as YouTube. YouTube monitoring everything, and Facebook, you can find these videos, and a lot of TikTok and other channels are on Facebook, but you know, it's great to see. You don't often find things like this on YouTube, or people talking about things. But anyway, without an ado, let's watch this person's video. I don't know who it is because they've put it on and that's all I see. But thank you very much to the creator and to Flat Earth Research.
I don't think water is just H2O. H2O is the materialist version. It's the way that the system tries to reduce something living and conscious down to a chemical formula. H2O is the label for water's physical shell, but I don't think that's all water actually is. Water is a carrier of life force, a living matrix that holds memory, frequency, and consciousness. It's not just some dead, inert substance made by slamming hydrogen and oxygen atoms together. That's why, even with all of their technology, they cannot create living water in a lab. They can mix hydrogen and oxygen gases and make something wet, but it doesn't behave like natural water. It lacks the structure that real water has. Real water forms sacred crystalline patterns. It lacks memory. Real water holds information, and it responds to emotion and intention. And it lacks spirit. Real water feels alive. Lab water is dead. Water is like ether made visible. Spirit slowing down just enough to become tangible in this realm. The ancients knew this. That's why water is considered sacred and part of every spiritual tradition. It's tied to birth, creation, life force, rebirth. They can't create water because it's not just a physical substance. It's connected to source. You can't manufacture spirit in a lab. The real formula for water would probably be energy plus consciousness plus spirit equals water. Maybe some gases thrown in there. We are told that the water that we have is all that there is. There's a finite amount. It just recycles. We'll never get any new water. This even has a name. It's called the closed hydrological system. If you flip that programmed idea upside down and invert the narrative, which is often closer to the truth, what would that be? Water is infinite. Water is everywhere. water is living and always being created. That sounds more like it. Have a good day.
You keep waiting for advanced technology to show up, but what if I told you that you are the tech? Not future tech, not artificial intelligence. I'm talking about ancient biological divine technology, and it's been hidden from your body this entire time. Your pineal gland, that is not just some spiritual buzzword, y'all. It is an antenna. It literally sends signals beyond what this world teaches you to access. Your gut, that is your second brain. It holds memory, intuition, frequency responses, and they flood it with toxins for a reason. And your DNA, it's not junk. It's a living encrypted library, 12 strands, not 2. Full of memory, instruction, and spiritual coding. They told you it was useless because if you ever activated it, you'll stop obeying the version of reality they sold to you. This is why they poison the food, why they pump EMFs in your home, why your emotions are always being hijacked. Your body is the most advanced technology on this planet. And if you ever sync it back to the source frequency, you will remember who you are. I promise you. And why they've been trying to keep you asleep.